Big win. Big win for Liverpool. It's not about how did it look. It's not about exactly what happened. It's simply about accruing the 3 points. Liverpool went into this fixture desperately in need of securing the 3 points, and they got there. It was a fight. Tottenham made it difficult. Tottenham made life very difficult for Liverpool. They were unfortunate. It was an ugly victory, and sometimes it is so important to win those games. Like Tottenham were filth. Tottenham went down to 9 men. Tottenham made it a battle, and to be fair to Tottenham, that is the kind of thing that they needed to be doing. They have been such a pushover of late. They have been so easy to beat of late. And for one reason or another, Tottenham rallied. Tottenham were up for it. Tottenham made it a fight. They weren't good, but they did at least play with a little spirit. Because if you think about the way that Tottenham have played under Thomas Frank, think about how they have played. Their 2 biggest games of the season, Chelsea and Arsenal, and they didn't turn up for either. They turned up for Liverpool, and think about how important that is. Not only did Tottenham turn up, I'm saying that Tottenham were good, Tottenham turned up, and yet Liverpool won the game. And yet Liverpool found a way. When you think about the form that Liverpool displayed earlier this year, when you think about some of the performances that they put in, when you think about some of the pitiful performances that they put in, today they played an ugly Tottenham team, a hateful Tottenham team, a bitter Tottenham team. And yet Liverpool found the victory. Really, really big win for Liverpool. It was so typical, wasn't it? So typical for Richarlison to get himself sent off. It was always going to be that sort of aggro game with a player like him on the pitch. But Liverpool were in control. They were the better team. They did deserve the victory. I suppose, looking at it through a negative lens, they nearly threw it away. They nearly threw it away. Romero sent off. Sorry, not Richarlison. What am I talking about? But yeah, it was just so typical, wasn't it, that Richarlison gets himself on the score sheet. Just so typical. But yeah, a truly brilliant result for Liverpool. I really do think it is. Like, Liverpool are moving in the right direction. Didn't they lose like 9 out of 12, something like that? They lost 9 out of 12 games. And you think about the turn of form that they've demonstrated. You think about the way that they have started to play, started to find form, started to find rhythm. It really is impressive. It really is impressive. And they are no doubt moving in the right direction. Like, what the ceiling is for Liverpool, I mean, who knows? Who knows what the ceiling exactly is? But you look at their fixtures of late, you look at their fixtures to come, they are incrementally climbing the table, which is all they can do at the moment. You know, when Liverpool fans look at the league table, the fact that they are in and around the top 4, top 5, in and around the Champions League spots, like, they are level on points with us now. You know, like, Liverpool is supposed to have had a disastrous season. Liverpool is supposed to have been all over the place. And until about 10 days ago, Chelsea was supposed to have been in a title charge. Liverpool have been laughable. Liverpool have lost, 6 games? Didn't they lose 9 out of 12 games, all comps? And yet they're sitting 5th in the league on the same points as us. On the same points as us. So, say it. You know, you kind of whisper it quietly. There is... I still think there's potential in this Liverpool season. I don't want to go too big on it, but I do still believe that there is potential in this Liverpool season. They have an excellent manager. They are winning games of football. They have quite a kind fixture list. If you look at the fixtures now that Liverpool play next, look at their next 4 games up until they play Arsenal, you will almost all agree that Liverpool could win all of them. Say they win the next 4, and they're all so easy to win. Bearing in mind they won today, so that's 5. Bearing in mind they beat Brighton, that's 6. They win 6 in a row ahead of playing Arsenal. You know, you never know. You never know how that is going to go. But the fact that they've gone level on points with us, they're level on points with Chelsea, we sit in 4th, I think that's a good turn of events, a good return for Liverpool Football Club. I think that they will be happy with that, happy with the points, happy overall with the performance. It's just such a shame for them that Florian Wirtz assists Alexander Isak. Isak hits the back of the net and then goes off injured. It was a slightly wild tackle. I don't think anybody was really talking about it, but I thought it was a slightly wild tackle. Didn't need to be made. Like, it was reckless. No chance of making the ball, only ever going to take the man. And I felt very sorry for Alexander Isak. You know, it's never nice to see. And if you're a Liverpool fan, you've just got to be so frustrated with that. You're a Liverpool fan, you look at that, you're going, how? How has that happened? How on earth has it happened that we find a bit of rhythm, we find a bit of form, Wirtz to Isak, Isak's a goal. Isak scores his second goal of the season in the Premier League, and suddenly he's taken off injured. Like, he looked in a bad way. It was nice to see him back on his feet, but it did look bad for a moment. It really did look bad for a moment. So it's good news to see him back up on his feet, but I guess it's just a waiting game now. But for Liverpool overall, I think it is a good day at the office. It's exactly what they needed to do. And I honestly believe that in Hugo Ekitike, they have a superstar. Like, they genuinely do have a superstar. The way that he climbed above the Romero. And I saw some nonsense. I don't know if you've seen it. I've seen a lot of people talking about it being a foul on Romero. And I completely disagree. I think that Romero has to be more robust. Romero has to be more aggressive. Romero has to get up and make sure that he wins the header. Like, you can't get caught under the ball allowing somebody to leap on you. You can't get caught under. You're caught under the ball. It's really average defending. Like, he needs to be on the front. He needs to be on the front foot moving forward to the ball. You can't be jumping up in a straight line, jumping directly up. His positioning was all wrong. His body shape was all wrong. And Hugo Ekitike made the most of it. In my opinion, that is simply not a foul. I don't want to see things like that given as a foul. I don't want to see goals like that ruled out. But people have got very precious in football. Loads of monies. Loads and loads of monies. Like, do you believe that was a foul? Like, let me see what people are saying here. Can you write yes or no? Do you believe that was a foul? Yes or no? Simple as that. Yes or no, was it a foul? And while we do that, could you do me a favour? Would you like the stream, please? Really does help me out if you'd be kind enough to just drop a like on that stream. Let's see what people are saying. Do you think that was a foul? I'm inclined to say that it wasn't, but I'm going to be very interested to see what people are saying. Spursy 10 says yes, although I think that there may be an element of bias in Spursy 10's decision-making process here. No, even Jake THFC says yes. Seems fairly 50-50. I mean, I'm still inclined to say no. I don't believe it's foul. Yes, two-handed push in the back. I've just read there, never a foul. Seems to be split. Tottenham play UFC. Yeah, I think I just don't believe it's foul. I'm never ever going to see that as being a foul, to be totally honest. And I feel like the majority, I've just seen a no there from Waleed, a no there from Roy Maruf. Anthony 77 says no way. Is that a foul? Tottenham resorted to thuggery instead of football. They did, but I imagine their fans are quite happy about that because they've been so passive. They have been so passive for so long. And I imagine that they're furious. I imagine that Tottenham fans are furious with the way that they've played. Like, they're 13th in the league. The one thing they did today was play with a little bit of tenacity, a little bit of heart, a little bit of passion, a little bit of aggression, which is so important when you welcome the champions. When the champions arrive at your home stadium, you have a responsibility to play on the front foot. And Tottenham have not been doing that. Tottenham haven't done it when they played against Arsenal. They allowed Eberechi Eze to score a hat-trick in the most embarrassing and pitiful of circumstances. When they played us, we beat them 1-0, but it was the most dominating 1-0 result I've ever seen. It was 1-0 battering. You've got Chelsea turning up, one of their biggest games of the season. You've got Arsenal, one of their biggest games of the season. You then play Liverpool. And Liverpool is a big game always, but it's especially a big game when you welcome the champions. Doesn't matter who the champions are. When the champions come to your stadium, you've got to make life hard for them. And Tottenham did that. They weren't very good. And they didn't do it in a legal way. But they did fight, and maybe Tottenham fans will cling on to something there. Maybe Tottenham fans will be like slightly happy that at least their team fought for something. Whereas if you're a Liverpool fan, you've played a team with a robust quality. You've played a team with an element of spite, and you've still won the game. Like, it's a worry going forward here for Liverpool because, like I say, the fixtures coming up are very favourable. But they've lost Alexander Isak. Nobody knows how long for. Like, being injured in the process of scoring is so bad. You know, and it really looked bad. You know, he's walking off. He was assisted to walk. You could see his face when it hit the back of the net. He was in clear pain. Obviously, Mohamed Salah is at AFCON already. Cody Gakpo is already sidelined. And Liverpool are looking slightly light in attacking options. But the shining star is Hugo Ekitike. I mean, he's looking so good. 5 goals in his last 3 Premier League games. 5 goals. And today's goal, out-muscling Cristian Romero. Don't start talking to me about foul because it's not. It's not. Football's a contact sport. You have to be strong. You have to be solid. You're a centre-half. You can't be getting bullied like that. You can't be getting bullied by a young kid out of France. Like, you're Cristian Romero. You're meant to be on the front foot. You're meant to be a geezer. You're meant to be like a dominating, World Cup winning centre-half who is filth yourself. And you got done. Simple as that, you got done. Hugo Ekitike wanted it more. He was cleverer than you. He timed his run better than you. I think it was a good goal. And Ekitike is looking good. You know, only Erling Haaland and that Igor Tudor have scored more than him this season. Igor Thiago scored more than him this season. You know, it's big. It's big what he's doing. It's big what Hugo Ekitike is doing. And you've got to think, Liverpool kind of signed him on a whim. It felt like he was going to go to Newcastle, do you remember? And then Liverpool got involved and they just sort of threw their weight around. They're like, no, you're not going to Newcastle. We're Liverpool. We're the champions. We're the boys. We're the governors. You're coming to us. And he went. What a move that was. What a move that was. You know, when you think about the statement signings that Liverpool made through the summer, Isak, Wirtz, Ekitike is the one that is shining. And Ekitike is one where there was kind of an element of jeopardy. Ekitike was the one where you thought maybe there was an element of jeopardy. But he was so good today. And, you know, he made Cristian Romero look so average. He made Cristian Romero look like a calamity. You know, Cristian Romero cost them the goal by giving it away, which led to Isak's goal. And then, obviously, he had the issue of getting sent off, and then he gets caught under the ball. But you have to give Ekitike loads and loads of credit here. The fact that Ekitike is pushing his centre-half into making those sort of decisions, I think it's very impressive indeed. I think they should be over the moon, Liverpool, actually. And do you know what? Let me just get their fixtures up. I want to ask you something. I'm not even giving you my opinion, right? They've won their last two, haven't they? They've won their last two games. Let me just double check this, right? I just want your feedback. I'm not even giving you mine. Okay, so since the 3-3 draw with Leeds, they've beaten Brighton and they've beaten Tottenham. So they've won 2 games in a row. They then play Wolves. Do you think they beat Wolves? They play Wolves at Anfield. I'm inclined to say that they will beat Wolves at Anfield. Okay, so that's 3 in a row. They then play Leeds United at Anfield. Off the back of what happened Leeds away, I think they're going to beat them. Right? Leeds at Anfield, I think Liverpool win. 4 in a row. They then play Fulham at Craven Cottage. Fulham at Craven Cottage just after New Year's Eve. 4th of January, something like that. There will be 50-50 Scousers and Fulham fans in the stadium. It's almost like another home game. I think they win. That's 5 games in a row. I think they beat Fulham. I think we can all agree they beat Wolves, they beat Leeds, they beat Fulham. If they win those 3, you combine it with beating Brighton and Tottenham today, that's 5 wins in a row, 6 if you include Inter Milan. They then play Arsenal. Just like, look, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm not even saying that I think it will happen. But if they end up winning those games, they currently sit, 7 points behind Arsenal? 7 points behind Arsenal. Arsenal have a game in hand. If they go into that game, if they go into the Arsenal game, 7 points behind, suddenly 4 points if you beat them. I'm just having the conversation more than even giving you my opinion on it. But what do you think to the points that I'm making there? When you think about who Liverpool have played already, they've won 2 Premier League games in a row. They now have, the way the fixture computer has fallen, they now have incredible winnable game after incredibly winnable game, ahead of playing Arsenal, which is not an incredibly winnable game. But they could go into the Arsenal game having won 5 Premier League games in a row. If they do that, they go into the Arsenal game 8 points behind, 6 points behind, 9 points behind, whatever it is. But you beat them, it suddenly becomes, you're 6. You're chasing 6. You're chasing 7. You're chasing 5. Long way to go in the season. The first super chat of the day has landed. It is from Drew Markham, who says, Szoboszlai is the next Liverpool captain, player of the season so far. I completely agree with you that he is player of the season so far. I think he's been a shining light for Liverpool. I think he's been an excellent player. And he is actually a lesson to so many footballers. So many footballers playing for Premier League teams. It looks like they could be ousted out of the team. To be totally honest with you, when Liverpool had the Galactico summer that they had, I thought that there was genuinely a chance that Dominic Szoboszlai could be the player to pay with his place in the team. Like, when I thought about how Liverpool would line up, I thought Gravenberch was one of the best midfielders in the world at the time. So Gravenberch's place isn't up for grabs. I thought McAllister and Gravenberch, their partnership was so good that McAllister's place wasn't up for grabs. And I thought that Dominic Szoboszlai would lose his place to Florian Wirtz, because Dominic Szoboszlai was playing as a sort of attacking-minded midfielder. And I thought Wirtz was going to be better than him. Since the second the referee blew the whistle on this season, Dominic Szoboszlai has been a man possessed. He runs more than anyone. He works hard more than anyone. He fights more than anyone. He's up for it more than anyone. He has been a shining star. Whatever the manager has asked him to do. The manager has asked him to play at the base of the midfield, he's been excellent. At the pivot of the midfield, he's been excellent. The tip of the midfield, he's been excellent. Play at right back, play out wide. Certain responsibilities in the game. Dominic Szoboszlai has been truly immense. And I agree with you, there is certainly a chance that he could be a future Liverpool captain. There is no doubt about it, because he has done something truly impressive, which is make yourself totally and utterly indispensable to the team. Too many footballers sort of give up. They get the hump. Oh, they take it personally when a new player comes in. But he has just stayed professional, kept fighting, kept doing exactly what the manager has asked of him, and he has now made himself completely and utterly indispensable to the team. I'm full of admiration for a player like Dominic Szoboszlai. Full of admiration. And the reason that Liverpool could do something pretty impressive this season still is because of players like Dominic Szoboszlai. Like, don't put it past Liverpool to do something mental this season. That's all I'm saying to you. I truly believe it. Don't put it past them to do something mental. Champions League is unlikely, but it's possible. Let's see how their run in the Premier League goes. Do they win these winnable fixtures that I'm talking about? Like, when they are playing Champions League football, when Liverpool Football Club are playing Champions League football, call me old-fashioned, call me superstitious, call me what you like. Liverpool are capable of beating anyone in Europe, anywhere, anytime, any place, any team. It's a fact. But the reason it's a fact is because of players like Dom Szoboszlai. It's because of the institution, it's because of the COP, it's because of a lot of things. But Dominic Szoboszlai has been immense. It really has. And if Alexander Isak injury, it's light, if it's bruising, and fingers crossed it is. If that's only a bruising injury or something like that, he's back scoring, Vert's back assisting, Liverpool winning games. Very impressive. Very, very impressive what's going on at the club. I'm going to go back into the Super Chat. And Fern Like the Tree is here. As a Liverpool fan, we definitely should have done more at the end with the numerical advantage. But coming out of the Tottenham Stadium with all 3 points is what's important. Cheers from the United States of America. Welcome, Fern Like the Tree. Look, I think Liverpool controlled the game. I think he did very well. I do also think that there was an element of panic towards the end. An element of panic which you don't associate with Liverpool, and you certainly don't associate with Arne Slot's version of Liverpool. What's excellent about Arne Slot's version of Liverpool is there has always been, particularly last season, this kind of control. This kind of Dutch control. The way Jurgen Klopp played with this aggressive, either ebb and flow of football, heavy metal, rock star football, whatever he called it, right? Arne Slot had a different vision, and it was far more controlled. It was far more secure. It was far more tranquil. That didn't happen at the end of the game. Like, the fact that the game ended in the way that it did, with sort of Romero being sent off, Richarlison scoring, the game going on forever and a day, and there was genuine jeopardy, wasn't there? There was genuine jeopardy that it could have gone wrong. The fact that that all happened will not make Arne Slot happy. But sometimes, when things are really not going well, sometimes there is a world where nothing matters. Look, under normal circumstances, you want clean sheets. You want clean sheets. You want to see the manager's philosophy. You want to see your centre-forward scoring. You want to see your wingers playing well. You want to see the tempo being dictated by your playmaker. You want to see all of those things. You can even get really luxurious. And you can start like, we know, you and I know this for a fact, right? We know this. Stats are for idiots, right? Stats are for mugs. Football is an emotion. We feel it with our eyes. We see it. We feel it. We breathe it. We hear it. It's an emotive thing. But when things are going really well, you can then start talking about stats when they're going really well. Liverpool aren't there at the moment. Liverpool aren't an XG sort of team at the moment. Liverpool, by hook or by crook, need to win a game. It's not about, did they do this? Did they do that? Did we see the vision? I think that Fern like the tree in the Super Chat there has hit the nail on the head. Leaving White Hart Lane with all 3 points is what's important. Couldn't agree more. And Liverpool have done it, and they've done it for the second time in a row in the Premier League, third time in a row if you include the Inter Milan game. Look, this Alexander Isak injury is damaging. But focusing on the positive, I don't think it's a bad day for Liverpool. I really don't. And if Alexander Isak, when do we hear about injuries? Can someone let me know in the chat? When do we hear about these sort of injuries? Like, when will we know quite how detrimental it is? Can I ask you a massive favour? I can see that there's a significant portion of you that are watching this and you are not subscribers to the channel. would you please do me a massive favour? Click subscribe. Really, really helps me out. I've got a dream for next year to hit 400k. So you could help me out by clicking subscribe, joining this community. Going to be going live straight after the Arsenal game as well. So please do click subscribe, put the notification bell on, and we can really explore the full day after the Arsenal-Everton game blows the final whistle. We're going back into the Super Chat now, and it's Abzi Angle 990, big name. I never want to see anyone putting Romero ahead of Saliba or Gabriel. I don't think that's ever happened, has it? They would never be this stupid. Doesn't matter how good you are, but if you don't have the temperament, you are no good. Listen, I think Romero's all right. I think he's a good player. I think he's a very good player for Tottenham. But I don't think anybody would put him in the same conversation as Saliba, Gabriel. I just don't think that happens. And if you have seen it, sir, I mean this, Abzi Angle, get off social media. Because that is the kind of conversation that only happens on social media. Nobody on Twitter is worth listening to. Find your crowd on YouTube, find your crowd in WhatsApp groups, find your crowd in the pub, find your crowd at work. Like, social media is just meant, like, I could tweet that now, couldn't I? I could literally say anything. And it's I completely agree with you. It's utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Just seen a lovely comment there. Fashino says, I am subscribed. You're very kind, Fashino. Welcome. Welcome if you're new. Thank you very much for joining. But yeah, I actually think that it's been a good day for Liverpool. I've been told in the chat as well that it will be the press conference where we actually hear quite how significant the injury will be. But look, fingers crossed that isn't a bad injury. And if it isn't a bad injury, brilliant day for Liverpool. Liverpool's, £300 million attack, it started to click into gear. And look, Tottenham made Slot wince a bit. There was a moment where you thought, they're not going to do a Leeds, are they? But all that matters is they didn't. They won the game and the attack clicked into gear. We discussed their fixtures in the future. Let's have a look at this Arsenal game now. I'm going to pop in and watch this Arsenal game and let's reconvene. Come back, what should we say, 10 o'clock? Let's all join 10 o'clock. I will see you here, live and direct. We get respect at 10 o'clock. Let us see what everything that's going on. Can Everton make this a brilliant day for Liverpool and Man City? Fingers crossed. Super Jackie Grealish. See you in a bit.